Coach, you taught Bowling Green 84-76 this past Tuesday night to win your eighth straight victory, the most by the program, or excuse me, the most by a Red Hawk program since the 96-97 season. The Falcons looked to pull away coming out of halftime, but your team just battled through, really faced some adversity. You've mentioned how important it is to be in those moments throughout the season, but how important is it to you, as you look ahead to March, to have these type of games?
Yeah, it's good to play in tight games. Obviously I thought Bowling Green played really well. I mean, give them a lot of credit on both ends. They played tremendous basketball, but I thought our response was really good. We never panicked. We stayed calm, cool, and collected, confident. We went on our run. It's like I've told our guys, our run's going to happen. I just don't know when it's going to happen. It happened a little bit later into the second half there, past the 10-minute mark, and we got to be a little bit more mature once we got that 8-point lead, 13-point lead. We got to be a little more mature and put teams away. It's a good learning lesson for us moving forward.
What's it like to see, still such a young team, Makai Cooper, sophomore,
Yeah.
Evan has a steal, throws it down the court all of a sudden, Makai, just flashy dunk out of nowhere, it felt like.
Yeah.
What does that do for your team, and what's it like just to continue to see them grow on the court?
It's just good to see growth. Again, I have the quote, and I've said this before, but be obsessed with trajectory, not the result. And I think it's so hard to do in the world that we live in, right? It's like, what's right now the result? And it's like, man, can we just keep on getting better? And you watch a guy like Makai, he's a baby. I mean, we forget that sometimes he's only a sophomore because he's played a lot. Him and Evan's played a lot, at this early juncture in his career. But those guys are young; they're sophomores, and Cooper, age-wise, probably should be a freshman. So he's a baby out there, but he's getting better. I mean, I think you see flashes of where those guys are like, man, really, really good. Cooper's playing tremendous basketball the last few games, and is really, really coming on and heading in the right direction.
You had 6 double-figure scores for the third time this season against the Falcons. Have you been surprised by just how well the ball is flowing and really just moreover the consistency of each member on your team right now?
Yeah, we got a lot of different guys that can do it. I think they're all kind of playing to their strengths. Each guy's got strengths, each guy's got weaknesses. Even the best players in the world do. But when you know thyself, it's one of the biggest rules in life, right? Know thyself, and our guys know who they are. And whether they're more of a driver, more of a shooter, more post-up guy, offensive rebounder, I think they're starting to really embrace their roles. And when you get that, when that happens, when you have a lot of talent and you put the team first, and that's when you play really, really efficient basketball, and that's what's happening for us right now.
You travel to face off with Akron Zips this Saturday for a battle against the 2 best teams in the MAC right now. What are you expecting from your brother's team this Saturday?
Yeah, they're going to play hard. They're similar to us in a lot of ways. Very deep. We're the 2 deepest teams, I would say, in the league. They're going to play really fast, a lot like us. They're going to shoot a lot of threes, a lot like us. They shoot the ball really well. They play a lot of 5-out. A couple maybe different concepts in the 5-out, but similar what the end result is. And then they're good on the other end too. They play super hard. They're aggressive. They're a man-to-man defensive team. So we're similar in a lot of ways. I think this game will come down to who's going to get more shot attempts up, right? So that the turnover differential, right? Like who's turning the other team over more and who can take care of the ball, and then who can get more on the glass and protect their defensive glass, because both teams are very efficient offensively. Who can get the more shots up, I think, will determine the winner.
I know how you are, obviously always, thinking about the next game and determined on winning, but have you really had a moment to just think about, kind of how special it is, just you and your brother, especially how well both teams are playing? Does it ever kind of just, take you aback just thinking about, how special it is to have these type of opportunities?
Yeah, it's a blessing, for him and me. He's done a great job up there at Akron. I mean, they're perennial. They're every year he's built a consistent winner, both on the court and off the court. He's got good guys in his program, good culture. And, you think about you lose Enrique Freeman to the NBA, and, man, they haven't really missed a beat. But it's a cool opportunity. Again, the big reason why I got into the business was John. In a lot of ways, I was his shadow growing up, and he got me into the business. My first job at Ohio State way back in 2004, 2005. And so I owe a lot to him, and it's a unique opportunity. It's pretty cool. I'm glad I always cheer for them, right, when they're not playing the Red Hawks. But obviously on Saturday when that ball's tipped, we're going to be competing to win, both of us.
The next game that you will play in is against Eastern Michigan at home on January 28th. What are you just expecting from the Eagles on next Tuesday?
I haven't really. I watched them play against Akron on film. Probably haven't done any deep dives on them. We take it one game at a time, but they've had some good wins. I know that. Looking at just box scores, I mean, they beat Ohio U. They won at Bowling Green. They beat Northern Illinois. I know they're very talented. I know Stan Heath does a really nice job. I mean, he's a veteran coach. He's a winner. He's a proven winner over time. They got talent. Jalen Terry is a tremendous guard. I know Deshaun Nelson is a monster inside. Billingsley, so they're very, very talented. I expect we're going to get everybody's best shot. It's like I told the guys up at we played at Kent State. It was dang near sold out. Great environment after we were announced as they announced our starters. I told those guys, listen, this is a sign of respect to us. Last year there was about 300 people in the stands here for us. Nobody cared. It was just another game on a random night in college basketball. Whereas this past that Saturday at Kent State, it was like, man, that thing was sold out, and they put a lot into it. Gave away free jerseys, all this stuff to try to get people excited for the game, and that's a sign of respect. We're going to get everybody's best shot. We're not going to sneak up on anybody anymore. We're going to get everybody's best shot, but that's what you want as a competitor, right? You want everybody's best shot.